Have you ever been scrolling through your phone, seen an ad, and wondered, how does that actually turn into a sale? Well, that's the world of social media marketing. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the whole process, from that first click all the way to creating a loyal customer.
Okay, let's start with just one word that puts everything into perspective: billions. That's right, we're talking about billions of people using social media every single day. Now, this isn't just some crazy statistic, it's a guarantee. It means that somewhere in that giant digital crowd, your customers are waiting. The only question is, how do you possibly find them? And that, right there, is the million-dollar question, isn't it? With all the noise, all the content out there, how do you take someone casually scrolling, just a pair of eyeballs on a screen, and turn them into a real paying customer who keeps coming back? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a process, and that's exactly what we're going to map out today. So here's our game plan. First up, we'll dig into why social media isn't just an option anymore. Then we'll walk through a really simple 5-pillar blueprint that acts as your foundation. After that, we'll open up the marketer's toolkit to see the 3 main tools of the trade. And finally, we'll tie it all together by following a customer on their entire journey. Sound good? Let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1. Why even do this? It's about so much more than just racking up likes and followers. There are some really powerful business reasons why a solid social media presence is one of the best assets a company can have. So, when we say social media marketing, what are we really talking about? Well, it all boils down to what you see right here. It's the process of creating content not just to sell something, but to actually drive engagement. It's about starting conversations that get people to feel connected to your brand. The promotion part, well, that comes naturally from the connection. And when you get that connection right, the benefits are huge. Just look at this list. Of course, you've got the obvious one, brand awareness, just getting your name out there. But look closer. It's also about generating real leads, getting people to click over to your website, and, this one's my favorite, building actual relationships with your customers. You can even spy on your competition a little. And the best part? It's incredibly cost-effective compared to old-school advertising. Okay, so we've got the why down. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's jump into section 2. I want you to think of this next part as your blueprint, your game plan. These are the 5 essential pillars that hold up literally every successful social media strategy out there. And this visual here lays it out perfectly. Look at how these steps flow into each other. You see, it all starts with step 1, strategy. You have to know your goals. What are you trying to do? Then you move to step 2, planning and publishing your content. But you can't just post and walk away, right? That's where 3 comes in, listening and engaging. And how do you know if it's working? Pillar 4, analytics. You look at the data. And finally, when you find what works, you use step 5, paid social media, to pour some gasoline on that fire. See? Each step builds on the last. All right, you've got your blueprint, but what tools do you actually use to build with it? For section 3, we're opening up the marketer's toolkit. And really, it all comes down to 3 main types of media: owned, earned, and paid. Let's break down exactly what that means. This table makes it super simple. Let's look at that first row, owned media. This is all the stuff you completely control. Think your own website, your own Facebook profile. Easy enough. Now look at the next one, earned media. This is the gold standard. It's what happens when a customer loves your stuff so much they leave a review or share your post. You can't buy it, you have to earn it. And finally, we have paid media. This is exactly what it sounds like. You pay to play, putting your message in front of a specific audience with things like targeted ads. But here is the most important part, and this chart shows it perfectly. A great strategy doesn't rely on just one of these. It's all about the mix. You use your owned media, your blog posts, your videos, to create something great. If people love it, you get that priceless earned media. And then, you use paid media to make sure even more people see what you've created. It's a powerful cycle where they all work together. Okay, time for our final section. We have the blueprint and we have the tools. So now, let's put it all together and follow the journey a real person takes, from being a total stranger to your brand to becoming a huge fan. We're going to map out the customer's journey, what marketers call the funnel. And the reason it's called a funnel is because of its shape, which you can see here. It's a perfect visual for this process. It's wide at the top because you start with a ton of people, and it gets narrower as you go down because you're guiding that large group toward becoming a smaller, more dedicated group of customers. So everything starts right here at the very top, in the awareness stage.
At this point, you're not trying to make a sale. No way. The only goal is to get on someone's radar with stuff like interesting blog posts or cool videos. You just want them to stop scrolling for a second and think, huh, who are these guys?
So now they know you exist. Great. They've dropped into the middle of the funnel. Consideration. This is where these start doing their homework. They're checking you out, probably comparing you to your competitors. And your job here is to build trust. This is where you show them great reviews, testimonials, and detailed guides. Once they trust you, they move down to the bottom of the funnel, conversion. This is it, the moment of truth. They're on the fence, they're ready to buy, but they just need one final little push. And that's where you see things like a limited time discount, or those ads that seem to follow you around the internet, reminding you about that thing you left in your cart?
But wait, the journey's not over. The best brands know that the sale isn't the end. It's the beginning of the loyalty stage. The goal now is to turn that one-time buyer into a repeat customer, and maybe even a brand advocate. This is where you build a community and make your customers feel like they're part of an exclusive club.
And if you're ever wondering why that loyalty stage is so critical, this quote says it all. It costs 5 times more to get a brand new customer than it does to just keep the ones you already have happy. Let that sink in. Focusing on loyalty isn't just a nice thing to do, it's one of the smartest financial moves a business can make. So let's wrap up with this final thought. Your customers are out there, right now, on this exact journey. They're moving from awareness to loyalty every single day. The only question left is the one you see on the screen. Now that you have the roadmap, are you ready to be their guide?